Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. Breaking news today, the new EIDL increase and EIDL rules are live on your SBA portal. If EIDL is relevant for you at all, this is going to affect you, and this just came out. Basically, we noticed these changes late last night. The SBA hasn't even officially announced these changes, but they are live on the website, and we read through an advanced copy of the new rules. So very important video today on the $2 million increase and the additional uses of EIDL funds. In this video, I'll talk about three things. Number one, the changes to the SBA portal, what to look for. There are some tricks here, so I'm going to do a step-by-step walkthrough of the portal changes and how to request additional funding. Number two, and this is where things get somewhat tricky, but I will explain it clearly, the new forms that are required for additional funding. There's about 4 or 5 new forms. As of now, we know about 80% of what's required for these EIDL loan increases. We're still waiting to hear back on a few items. I'll cover those additional items in the next video, so be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you can find out about the additional questions that are still pending. The third thing I'll do is mention the rule changes again, so even if the EIDL loan increase isn't eligible for you, there are important rule changes that I will briefly recap. Again, none of this has been officially announced as of recording this video. If you appreciate this, of course, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us because this went live late last night, and I don't even think the SBA intended it to be live last night, but I stayed up all night going through the portal, going through the documents that they're asking for now. I will mention that this is a bit more complicated than the initial increase, so please pay careful attention. There are serious implications here. This is a lot of money being discussed, especially if you increase that EIDL loan amount. If you want help going through this, we've been fully booked through next week, but we opened up a few more slots for one-on-one personal assistance. If you think you'll have questions as you go through the forms that I'm about to show you, go to StepbyStep.com. You can check availability and book a time to talk with us and get ongoing support for not only this program, but other loans, grants, and funding opportunities. StepbyStep.com. There's a few more up today. Let me start at the top. And again, everyone's portal may look different depending on if you've received an increase or whether you're still waiting for the increase or reconsideration. According to our latest poll, most people are still waiting for an increase or reconsideration, but a good percentage of you have already received your increase. So if you log in today, you may see a blue button that says request more funds. When you click that button, you'll see a modal similar to the modal last time that says request more funds. Are you sure you want to request more funds? If any information has changed since the original application, please put it in the box below, especially put in if you are in open bankruptcy. For most of you, assuming there are no changes, you would hit submit. Then you would see this modal fund request is being created. This is basically just an expression of interest. Please check back soon to continue the process. Now, for many of you, you may think that's it because you'll get a green button that says fund request is being created. Please check back soon to continue the process. But don't let this deter you. If you log out and log back in, you should be able to take next step. And this may be because the SBA did not want this going live, but they pushed changes on the portal, so they've been live. But you can actually keep going, so don't let that button dissuade you. Around that same time, you may get an email like this that says, important reminder, our records indicate that you have not taken the next steps to complete your SBA economic injury disaster loan modification. And now they're saying, don't forget to select your amount and upload new documents. So when you log back in after that, you should see the red link now, change amount, underneath your existing EIDL amount, and then welcome back to the slider, everyone. Of course, depending on your 2019 revenue, you will see a different slider amount. For some of you, over 500K won't be an option, of course, and you may not want to take on new funding. Lines of credits or other business loans may actually work out to be better for you. If you don't need the capital now, why would you want to take it all at once and start paying interest on it? Because the interest is significant as opposed to drawing on a line of credit where you only pay for what you take. So pros and cons here. That's why I'm saying take the time to think through this. Even though you're watching this when the news is breaking, do not try to rush through this. And again, all of this is for informational purposes only, but be very considerate when you go through this. In this scenario here, this person already got the 500K limit, so now they're seeing the 500K to $2 million range. You may see that as well. I'd love to hear in the comments when you get this far, what ranges you're seeing, where you're being blocked, and what questions you still have. But here's what I want to point out. Let's say you toggle to 1.3 million. Take a look at the payment amount down here. When the payments start in 2022, this is very important. This payment amount, if you take 1.3 million, will be $6,661 per month. That's a lot of money. So I always want this to be a good reality check for you to realize these aren't grants. This is not the RRF. This is not the SVOG. These are loans. Yes, interest rates and terms are very favorable. You can't beat it, frankly. But those monthly payments are going to be significant. So always keep that in mind. And if you toggle all the way up to 2 million, your payment amount per month would be $9,832 starting next year. So nearly $10,000 a month repaying this loan. And that's, of course, if you do the minimum over 30 years. And if you do the minimum, your overall interest after that 30-year period is going to be a ton. So all important things to keep in mind. Do you really need this extra capital for your business? What will it do for your business now? Is it because you need to hire people to unlock new revenue growth and you'll be able to pay this back potentially earlier? So keep those things in mind. Once you choose the amount that you're interested in, click the blue accept button at the bottom. Then you'll be redirected to your dashboard main page. You will see the amount you selected. You can change it if you want. Then at the bottom, you will see steps to complete, upload documents. This is new, and this is what I want to spend the next chapter on, talking through these additional 5 documents you need to upload for the SBA. It looks like this: SBA Form 2202, your 2019 business tax return, ODA Form P22, list of owned real estate, and SBA Form 413. The SBA has links to these on the portal, so you don't need to worry about hunting links down. However, we also have links on our app. There's a link in the description to that if for some reason you can't get into the portal, but you want to start preparing these documents today. So I'll first start with schedule of liabilities for your business. Of course, if you have a profit and loss statement, the schedule of liabilities may be on there as well. This is very important. If you have an accountant, you may want to check with them to make sure you are putting down all of your business liabilities. This is not your personal liabilities. That's a separate form. This is your business schedule of liabilities, includes notes, mortgages, and accounts payable. And by the way, you can drag and drop items on here, so it's fairly easy. You can see right here in this example, if you drop in your 2019 business tax return, it may say processing, but then when you come back to the screen, it may change to received or in review or invalid. So you can see which documents you've uploaded and have been accepted and which documents you still have to add in. By the way, the schedule of liabilities form is SBA Form 2202, and they say it's only to help if you have an existing schedule of liabilities. The form says you can also provide your own schedule of liabilities if you have it. Okay, then there's the 2019 business tax return. Hopefully you have that all set. That should have been filed a long time ago because you wouldn't have gotten this far without it. So double check it, then upload that here. Okay, ODA Form P22. The link is finally live here. And by the way, that'll be on our app too, because many of you have been asking, how do I get the P22? So here's how the P22 looks. It's a 2-page document. Basically, you should put in your application number and loan number at the top. If you don't know your loan number, you can find it on your SBA portal when you download the existing closing documents you filled out. Put in your business name and your name, any officers that are signing this form. You're basically signing, or whoever has signing authority at the company or is an owner is signing. If approved, you can take the additional funding amount. So in this case, if you requested $2 million, you'd put down $2 million here, the name of any officers, and if it's you signing, and then at the bottom here, you'd sign and date it, and then you'd upload that here. I'll loop back to the list of owned real estate. Let me talk about SBA Form 413. This is your personal financial statement. It's a bit more involved. This may take some time for you to go through, but there's the first page here where you will put down which SBA program you're applying for. In this case, it's the disaster business loan application. Then you'll put in your name, address, information, your type of business, and your assets and liabilities, sources of income. And for all of these, you have to put down some details here. So of course, do this very carefully. Check everything, your bank accounts, any stocks, bonds, investments, real estates, automobiles, other personal property, and of course any liabilities you have, such as car payments, mortgage payments, unpaid taxes, etc. Download, sign that, and then upload that as well. Okay, and the 5th thing you'll need to upload here is list of owned real estate. You'll need to upload these before continuing and submitting for a loan officer to review. That's the last step. A loan officer will review these documents, will review how much you've requested, and make a decision. So list of owned real estate, is this a requirement or not? Well, I just heard back on that while recording this video, but here is the sheet that the SBA provides for you to put down collateral property list. You'd put down your name, the address of your property, etc., fair market value, existing lien balance, name of lien holders, etc. Now, for many of you, if you don't have property, the question is this a requirement? We heard back that it likely won't be required. However, you will still need to have collateral equal to the loan amount you are asking for. Keep that in mind. If it's not property, it's some other collateral. It's unclear what that will be, so I'm still looking into that. What else will be accepted? Will it be investments or stocks or other assets that you have? So once you upload those documents, you should see that the steps to complete is all set, and you should be able to submit your EIDL loan increase request. Again, do this very carefully. Take your time. You're getting this information before the SBA has even announced these changes. You can log into your portal today to start poking around. I promised I'd end with a brief recap of the rule changes. I talked about the advanced copy of the rule changes in addition to the loan limit that we took a look at yesterday. I will link to that video at the end. I highly recommend watching that as well, because if the EIDL increase is not relevant for you, these rule changes are. In 30 seconds, the brief recap is this. What's considered an affiliate and the definition around that has changed. If you've been denied for an EIDL loan application, the SBA has made it so others can review those denials. Before it was limited who could actually review those second-time denials. If you're a certain type of business, quote, a hard-hit business, EIDL eligibility has changed for you. Specifically, if you're one of these types of businesses listed here, and this is on our app, by the way, I'll leave the link in the description, that you'd be eligible if you have less than 500 employees per physical location. So not total, they're doing it based on per physical location for only hard-hit businesses that they list out here. Finally, and this is the big one, how you can use EIDL loans. You can use them for monthly payments, payments of deferred interest, and prepayments on any business debts. That's huge. If you have business debts that have higher interest rates, you can use EIDL loans with some exceptions here to pay those off. And the last one, there's a $10 million total limit for corporate groups. So if corporate groups own multiple businesses, they cannot get EIDL funding in excess of $10 million. The SBA has put that in place because they expect a lot more new applications because of these rule changes. So that is the big news today. We're still waiting to hear back on a few clarifications, especially involving collateral, and if there's any things we've missed here. I don't think there is. I stayed up all night poking around and figuring out as much as I could to simplify it for you. Thanks so much for watching till the end. Feel free to share this video with a friend and give this video a like and hit subscribe. If you want one-on-one help, go to StepbyStep.com. We've opened up a few more slots. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.